coming up next, Mitchell. I like to learn about people, so I was asking him a little question about himself. He told me he has a connective tissue disorder that, as a result, he has a concavity in his chest that he can eat cereal out of, and he's actually done this. So that tells you a little bit about the guy. Mitchell, tear it up.
All right, Skynet. It's the evil computer in the Terminator series that turns on its creators and tries to destroy people. It was originally supposed to take care of strategic defense for the country. The scary thing is that today there are people who are creating computers that do this, except it's the strategic defense of StarCraft. So in early 2009, a Brood War API was released so that people could control the units and structures in StarCraft with computers. AI researchers got real excited about this, but why? Well, because StarCraft contains three qualities that, of games that have driven research in the past. The unpredictability of poker, having to control a lot of pieces, like in Go, and long-term planning, like in chess. So the basic idea of StarCraft is first you create workers. Then these workers collect minerals and gas. Then you use those minerals and gas to build an army. Then, of course, once you have built up your army, you're going to go ahead and kill your opponent. So to kind of relate this to something some of you might be a little bit more familiar with, StarCraft is kind of like Farmville, but with an attack feature. So in 2010, there was actually a competition for StarCraft AI, and teams built artificial intelligence agents and competed against each other to become the champion. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about how Cal Berkeley was able to implement their agent and win the competition. So the first thing that the team did was they broke the game down into three main problems that had to be solved. The first was acquiring resources and deciding what to build and when. The second was micromanagement of their army, and the third was managing information and adjusting their strategy to the actions of their enemy. So to solve the first one of how to get money and spend it, they started off with a very strict build order. They build this, then this, then this, then this. And that worked great when they were testing it against the built-in StarCraft AI. But once they started playing against human players to test some more, they found that it didn't work. Their structure could easily be stopped. One such way is through the Vespene geyser, gas steal, where their enemy steals their geyser and prevents them from harvesting gas. So in order to break out of this very structured and rigid hierarchy, they decided to make groups of actions. And whenever the optimal group could not be completed, they would simply move on to another group until that optimal group could then be completed. And that way they were able to avoid things like the gas steal trick. The second problem is micromanagement of their army. It's very important that the units are in the right place at the right time, and when they enter a battle that they are attacking the units that are going to cause them the most damage. So in order to solve the problem of moving their units, they used something called potential fields. The basic idea is that every enemy unit and structure has an attractive or repulsive force around it. And those forces get summed together, and that determines the direction that your unit is going to move. So you could kind of relate this to a fat kid who really is attracted to chocolate cake but is repulsed by broccoli. So he's going to do whatever he can to stay away from that broccoli but reach that cake that he is really excited by. In order to find the optimal size for these potential fields, they used the Norse mythology of Valhalla, where warriors go to refine their battle skills, and they ran the computer through multiple simulations using different potential field sizes and different combat scenarios and to find the optimal size so that their armies could survive battles. Then to decide which units to attack during engagements with the enemy, they gave values to each structure and unit based on resource costs and potential harm that could be caused. And that was the optimal way they found to do battles. Information is a very important thing in StarCraft. If you know what your enemy's building, then you can counter their units and win. If you don't know what they're doing, then it's just kind of blind luck if the units you're building are the right ones or not. In the game, the way that you're denied information is called the fog of war, and you're only allowed to see around a certain radius of units and buildings that you control. If you don't have units or buildings in an area, you don't know what's going on in that part of the map. So the way they solved this problem was by using overlords. These are a flying unit, and they spread them all across the map, and these units kept track of every last known location of the enemy units, then using the knowledge of how quickly the units can move and their range, they would build a threat map to find the easiest and safest paths across the map. So, the future. of Skynet is here now. Should we worry about this? Probably not, because it's just for StarCraft. But if you are into computer games, then you probably should keep honing your skills if you ever want to have a chance to compete, because these are just going to get better. If you want to hit me up on BattleNet, we can practice to fight Skynet. Thank you very much.